What is up, everybody? My name is Zelkenon. This is another Smite tips and tricks, and this one is in Conquest. And more specifically, this is the solo lane, aka short lane. It varies depending on what side you are. So this was a requested video by a fellow commenter that wanted me to do a shock video, rather. So here it is. So shock is typically in the solo lane. Most likely you'll be fighting another warrior or maybe even a mage. That can happen. So great pickup items for the solo laner is Mystical Mark. Now, before you even buy anything, look who you think they're going to be solo laning against, and from there you pick. But most likely you're going to be fighting a warrior. So Mystical Mark is a really great item to start with, allowing you for that HP and physical protection. It is sort of costly, so be careful of that. So make sure you are persistent on your farms, jungle camps, ganks, just clearing mobs, etc. But in the end, when you do finish this, it's a really powerful item because you're going to be fighting another warrior. They're going to have lower magical defense, and with this aura, it pulses out magical damage every second you're around them. And when you're going to be fighting another warrior, they're not ranged, so you're going to be kind of close to them most of the time. So this allows a lot of damage from your abilities, basic attacks, and then this aura. You have high HP and a high physical protection. Now, if you don't want to buy this, another great warrior item than a solo laner is this Ankh. Reason being, it's super cheap and it's really efficient. Like, you can get the first 2 tiers relatively quickly, allowing health and protection, same as the Ankh. So we got 150 health compared to 120 protection versus 15. So it kind of bounces out, but this is cheaper. This allows you for quicker power, but in the end, Mystical Mark is going to overpower, to be honest. That's just my own personal preference. And if you're confused on which Ankh you're going to get, I would go more of the Ankh of Bear. But it's up to you depending on the rest of your items. If you're going to go more HP oriented, fine, get the Golem. If you're going to go more physical protection, then definitely get this one. If you get this one, yeah, you're going to do really great against your other solo laner. As far as actives go, highly recommend Hand of Gods, because most of the time you're not always going to have your jungler helping you out with this mana camp. So to start off, you definitely want to use Hand of Gods. Boom, 2 mobs are already cleared. The main one is halfway down, and the rest you just kind of DPS down. So using the passive, your mana, I don't know. It depends. It depends how careful you are with using your abilities with your passive. Every 5 basic attacks, you can use the ability without costing mana. So we got this already. We got mana buff. That allows us for more sustain in the solo lane. The second active kind of varies on who you're fighting and what you want to do, but you definitely want to have either buy wards or get Eye of Providence, which I have here. I kind of placed it way too fast. I meant to place it more over here. So this allows you to push up more of your lane without having to worry about getting ganked so much. So place it at intersections like here, like so. Or if you're being more hyper aggressive, maybe place it here. Or actually, you should definitely put it over here. So it's up to you where you're going to place your wards at. But wards are highly recommended for the solo laner, since you're by yourself and you may get ganked by more than just one person. So as shock, as you see, I have all the mobs highlighted. Throw your one right in the middle, allowing you to hit all those mobs all at once and dealing great damage. Now, back to what I was saying is you may be fighting a mage, right? Mages such as Ra or Kronos or whoever. So in that case, a really great item to counter that is by Stone of Gaia, right here, the Stone of Gaia. I think it's cheaper than the Mystical Mark, actually it is. But this allows you for high protection early on, and giving you that Ep.5, that's health points per 5 seconds, and Ep.5, allowing you more sustain, more protections. Yeah, you're going to miss some health, but your following items should give you health, which you should definitely do that. So go Stone of Gaia with this passive, 2% of your maximum HP every 5 seconds, Ep.5. So More HP you have, the more you're going to get per 5 seconds. High protection, high Ep.5, high Ep.5, that great stuff. So a great counter if you're going to be fighting a mage and the solo laner. Now that stacks pretty well with your 3S shock, regenerating your HP, as you see here. Our HP is just flying by. Then again, throw on 1, boom, got some damage out. Okay. Get some good damage off, and we're good to go. Let's place our Eye of Providence right over here-ish. As you see on the map, on the top right, we have 2 wards down. That's the Eye of Providence for you. Now you have coverage of both the bottom, gaining, kind of ping right here. Nobody's going to come in through there and surprise you, and nobody's going to come here and surprise you. So you have really great coverage on your solo lane. Really great items. Again, if you prefer not to get Eye Providence, maybe you want to buy beads or sprint or meditation or whatever, definitely keep buying wards. Only problem with buying wards is it does kind of drain your pockets there as far as money. Okay, so let's kind of clear this wave and we'll go ahead and go back. Okay, let's go ahead and go back. Of course, it's not a real match. If it was a real match, I'd be pushing a lot more, but it's not a real match. So let's go ahead and level that up. Now, right here, you have either 2 choices after getting the 2nd tier of Mystical Mark. You can just keep all your gold for Mystical Mark, or you can level up your Hand of Gods more. I wouldn't recommend getting the full hog. That's more for the Guardians. The rest of the people mainly get Fist of Gods, or just keep it, 1. If you're fighting a person in the solo laner that has Eye of Providence as well, you definitely want to put points all day filling this to the 3rd tier, allowing you to see enemy wards and destroying their vision completely, and you have more of an advantage of elemental surprise by your jungler, or just push more because they don't know who's who when they're coming. So you can go ahead and think about boots if you feel kind of slow. This is more the tanky side. I don't really recommend that. I recommend getting the combat boots, branching off to Warrior Tabe. Really great for warriors, as it says in the name there. So let's go ahead and buy. Let's go ahead and buy that. So back to the actives. If you're fine with buying wards, which is perfectly fine, for like the mid laners and the solo laners, since nobody's really covering for them, right? Typically they will either get, they will get teleport to towers. Like I said in my previous videos about the mid lane Conquest, teleport to towers is really great for the solo laners as well, allowing you to get back a lane, push more, and just keep up the pressure. So really great alternative. So Eye of Providence or teleport to towers, up to you. Which actually, not thinking about it, I think I would prefer teleport to towers and then just buy wards every now and then. I see the ward prices are 75 gold per, so it can get a little pricey. It remains for 3 minutes or until killed, the same as for Eye of Providence. Yeah, so it's equally the same thing, but Eye of Providence is the cheaper route. So, let's go ahead and keep moving. So if you weren't watching how I level my skills up at Shock, I like to tend to put my points to my 1. Yeah, I got nerfed as far as radius, but as long as you're a pretty decent aimer, you should be fine. Your 1 allows a lot of poke damage, especially if you're going to be fighting a mage. It's just crazy poke power. And kind of get in the middle there. And of course, if you already get your mana buff and your Hand of Gods is still available, you can still apply that to the lane. You still get your golden XP right from it, just allows you to push faster. And as before, it is a good strategy. Let's say, you're pushing him and he's hiding behind that tower practically, and you just ride that doorstep and you're getting your minions through. Once that tower hits your minions, the enemy god's not going to get any gold from it. So yeah, you may not be killing them, but you're choking them out of gold and experience, really. And in the long run, you're going to be able to just dive in minutes later. So that's another great technique, is just keeping the pressure on them. So get hit a few times, no worries. Let's go ahead and heal up. Power off. Just be careful. Place a ward around here. You can even take their mana if you wanted to. So when I start leveling up Shock, I typically put my points to 1, like I was saying earlier. I kind of rambled on. So 1, focus, then my 3, then my 2, and then ulti at all times, of course. That's just how I kind of like to do it. If you're feeling maybe you need more HP regen, then put more into your 3, but it's kind of personal preference. It's just I really love to poke damage on the 1, and it allows for really great lane clears. Great alternatives, let's say either somebody else picks Shock, or you don't feel like being Shock in a match. Guan Yu, really great solo laner. Valmana, he's been picked a lot in tournaments, and he's just been demolishing in tournaments. Also, you may see some Sun Wukongs, etc. If you want to go for the mage route for the solo lane, Kronos is pretty good. It takes more skill to play in the solo lane, but he's not bad. Raw is really great, heavy sustain with his heals, and he has really great lane clearing. It's just yet to be kind of good at aiming your laser beams like your 1 and your 4. So we can just hog that. See, we get our gold and full XP. So don't be afraid to use that. Boom, tower down, getting 200 gold and 100 XP from that. Just throw that over there. Now here in a few seconds I'll show you another technique. So if you guys are not sure about Shock and how teleporting through walls and jumping through walls works, pretty much if it's thin enough you can throw it. As you see, it's totally grayed out if you can't throw it over. I kind of cancel that. If it glows purple, you can throw it over. So if you want like a quick escape, you can just quickly throw it over. A few seconds pass, throw your tube, and boom, you made your escape. That works through most of these walls. Like you can throw it over Fire Giant, but be careful because you may start the fight with Fire Giant. He will kind of hurt you, like so. Yeah, that hurts quite a bit. So be careful when you're throwing your 1. So escapes, like throw it over, a couple seconds pass, do your 2. Escape techniques for Shock. There you go. So let's go ahead and recall. And here we go. And wait a little bit for that. Let's go ahead and just max that out. Okay. So last final thing is showing off the power of the Mystical Mark, and that should conclude the video for Shock solo lane. So right, after you knock down the tower in your lane, that kind of allows you for more breathing room. If your tower's still up, of course. If both of you guys' tower is down, you may, kind of keep an eye on your lane, make sure it doesn't get pushed back to the tier 2 tower and that gets destroyed and such. But if you're at the advantage where I am right now, you down their tower, your tower has like full HP or close to it. That allows you for, you can kind of maneuver around the map as you wish. Ganking middle lane will help a lot, getting the middle side camps right here. Getting those, that'll help your mid laner out quite a bit if they're below. Now right here you can see the damage of the Mystical Mark. Despite being near them, it does pretty decent damage. It's a really great item. So now we push up to here, put it in the intersection right here. They have kind of coverage of each of the kind of aisles. Let's go ahead and get that center camp. So you can kind of just do that and do that. You can be fancy of how you want to do this. Just drop hog real quick, boom, down. Fast XP, fast gold. There you go. And that is it for the Shock solo lane and solo lane in general. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You too can leave a comment below and just tell me what you want to see, and I can most likely do it for you. I love responding to the people in the comments. I like interacting with my subscribers and such. And thanks for watching again. I'll see you guys later. Bye.